Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to yet another session, Heartfulness at Work. So we have been seeing some basic techniques of meditation, techniques on breathing. It was called the left nostril breathing to, reduce the level of stress. We have seen how the relaxation also helps us with our sleep. Today we are going to experience a different technique, but before we move on to that technique, let's talk about let me talk about a story. This was a story which a school teacher had told all her students to do. So she had asked all her students to bring in a bag filled with potatoes, and each potato would represent one quality about a person they didn't like. Okay, it could be anything. So the children were, few had put in like 3 or 4 potatoes. Some just went on, they said, I don't like this about that person, that about this person. And some were carrying at least 10 potatoes in a bag. So the number varied, based on what qualities you didn't like in another person. So the first day, the children were very excited to carry that bag of potatoes. They came to the class and showed it to their teacher. And the teacher said, very well, I see that you have all bought your potatoes. Now go back home and bring it again tomorrow. So the children didn't understand, but they obeyed. So the next day, again, the children came back with their bag of potatoes. And the teacher again saw them and she asked them to do the same thing another day. So this went on for almost a full week. Now the children were getting tired. They said, ma'am, you have to tell us, why are you asking us to bring these potatoes? Because we are not able to bear the weight nor the stink associated with this bag full of potatoes. And then the teacher understood that, okay, fine, now is the time to reveal that why she had asked them to do this exercise. So what she told the children is, today, all of you go and leave your bag of potatoes outside at the door, before you enter your class, and then enter the class. So the children actually sighed a big, huge sigh of relief. They left their bag of potatoes there, and then they came back in. And the teacher now asked the children to describe how they felt. So, all the students were actually excited. The first day also they were excited because they thought they're going to, they were, accumulating something. And towards the end of this 1 week, the children were actually in a state of relief that they don't have to bring those potatoes back into their classrooms. And then they asked the teacher, and the teacher asked them, like, what is it that you all feel? The children said, we all feel light because we don't have to carry that big bag. It was kind of heavy, carrying it every day with us. And another thing was the smell. It was beginning to stink and we were really uncomfortable doing it. And so now the teacher tells them that every, bad quality or the negative quality that you think about the others, in a way is, the moral of the story is in a way adding to our own burdens that we carry. We carry the burden of somebody else's qualities or impressions. These are all settled on our thoughts. So she was able to tell them and bring out this explanation that when we carry the weight of somebody's behavior or somebody's emotions, it is not only, there is a trouble in the relationship, but it also burdens our own thoughts. So this was, in a way, it is also very much true in our own relationships. The anger, the frustration, jealousy, fear that we carry in our relationships, these emotional baggages, they are associated with us and they become part and parcel of our own behavior, our own emotional makeup without us realizing it. So how do we, unload this baggage, very much like leaving the bag of potatoes out. It was very physically easy to, leave your bag of potatoes at the doorstep. It's like, when you come back from work, when we all come back from work, the first thing we do is we, put away the baggage that we carried, maybe our handbags, our laptop bags, anything, we put it away because we don't want to burden ourselves with an extra bag. So it's very much like that. What burden we carry, the emotional burden, how do we unburden it? So heartfulness once again offers a very simple technique, and it's called the cleaning technique or the rejuvenation technique, which is mainly recommended that we do this at the end of the day. And this actually allows us to, declutter our minds, mentally detox ourselves from these emotional baggages. When we are free of these emotional baggages, we see that, we are also free from these habits which we form. We are able to free ourselves, from immediately reacting. So this process of cleaning or rejuvenation, it's a very easy and simple technique. Again, it starts with our thought process, and it's a very simple process. So I will guide you through this process. For some of you who have been attending these sessions, maybe this was done before. For some of you, it might be new, but nevertheless, it's very simple technique. So let me tell you what we're going to do during this process first. We are going to sit comfortably like we do during meditation. We are going to keep our eyes very gently closed again during this entire process. And we are going to have just one thought at the start telling that all these complexities and impurities are going out of my entire system. And my system, I mean from the top of my head till the tip of my tailbone. So that entire system, back area, all these complexities and impurities are going out of my system through the back. So this is the simple suggestion we start with. And then we slowly build on this process and accelerate this thought so that we find that internally there is a sense of lightness. We don't specify a particular incident or a thought that has created a feeling in us, but we generally assume that everything leaves us. It's very much like, when we come out from anywhere, we just go ahead and wash our hands. We don't pay particular attention and say that, I had touched this, I had touched that, so I need to wash it more vigorously. We just do a very thorough cleaning in spite of where we have gone. And especially now with the COVID, we need to wash our hands regularly. So it's very similar to that. We have to be just attentive to this idea that any of these emotional baggages creates a sense of complexity within me and does not keep me simple and free. So whatever that complexity is, whatever those impurities are, they're all leaving me from my back. And in its place, I am going to feel a sense of lightness and clarity in my mind. So let me take you through this process so that you can experience it in a better way. So can we begin this process? So I would now request everybody to sit comfortably. Keep your eyes very gently closed. Have this thought, this idea that the entire system, that is from the top of your head till the tip of your tailbone, this is your entire back area where you're going to keep your attention on. So let's begin with this idea, this thought that all the complexities and impurities are going out of my entire system from the back area. That is the top of my head till the tip of my tailbone. If you feel drifted away by your thoughts, just gently observe them and come back to this idea that this cleaning process has started and that all the complexities and the impurities present in your entire system is leaving you from your back in the form of smoke. You need not visualize anything, but just stay very gently with this thought that during the cleaning process, all the complexities and impurities are going out of your entire system from your back in the form of smoke. Gently accelerate this process while staying with this thought that all the complexities and the impurities are going out of your entire system from the back in the form of smoke. You will soon begin to experience a sense of lightness within yourself as you go on with this process for a few more minutes.
As this process of cleaning continues, while you're staying with this thought that all the complexities and the impurities are going out of your entire system from your back in the form of smoke. Continue this for a few more minutes. If your thoughts are drifting, just come back to the cleaning process with the thought that all the complexities and the impurities are going out of your entire system from the top of your head till the tip of your tailbone. That's your entire back. It's all going out in the form of smoke. As you continue, the sense of lightness prevails more and more. When you feel very light within, let's begin the second part of the process. Now feel that a current of purity is coming from the source, and it's entering your system from the front. This current is flowing into your heart, and from there it's flowing throughout your entire system, saturating each and every particle in your system. With this energy from the front, you are now returned to a more balanced state, a state of being more simple, and you're beginning to feel more lighter and purer. Every particle of your system is now experiencing a sense of lightness, purity, and simplicity. When you end the cleaning process, end it with the conviction that you have been cleaned of all the complexities and the impurities, and there is a sense of purity, simplicity, and lightness within me. And get up with the conviction that the process was very effective. Just continue to keep your eyes closed and try to be in this state of lightness, simplicity, and purity for a few minutes. And when you are done, when you are feeling this lightness within yourself, you can gently open your eyes.
So this was the heartfulness cleaning technique. Once again, this technique is also available at our website, which is www.heartfulness.org. All the techniques that we have, experienced and experimented with you all during these sessions are available at the website. So we request you to, not only join us at this 4 o'clock sessions, but also go ahead and try out these techniques on your own. You can download the scripts. There are audio files available. So you can download the audio files and use the help of the audio files to practice these techniques better. And that's it. This is one of the very effective techniques to let go of our emotional burdens. And personally, for me, it's really helped in bringing that lightness and that clarity back at the end of the day's work when we are all, come back with a load or a baggage ourselves. So I invite you all to try these techniques, and we will meet again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you. Have a good day, everybody.